time. I'm on my way. Hey y'all, I'll give y'all a few more minutes to get in here so y'all can get notified. Ooh, notified. I'll hold you down. I'm on my way. Hey, welcome in. Oh, no wonder. Welcome. Hey, y'all. So I just want to let y'all know that y'all been set free. Whatever is hurting you, whatever is paining you in your life, you're being set free from it. And we're going to get started. But first, I want to read this Bible verse to y'all today. This is coming from Isaiah 61:1, y'all. So y'all can write that down or go to it, however. And it says, He has sent me to heal those who are broken hearted, to announce that captives will be set free and prisoners will be released. So of course we know it ain't always talking about prisoners that's in prison. But it could be maybe you're a prisoner of your mind. Maybe you're a prisoner of your situation. Maybe somebody is holding you hostage, making you feel like you got to do something a certain way and you just tired of the pain, tired of the hurt that people keep putting you through. So you want to be set free from all the hurt and pain that's in your life today, right? And Isaiah 61 chapter verse 1 is a good reflection of that, right? So as you become healed, when you're set free, God is healing your heart. He's mending your broken heart. So first he has to remove the infection, right? The people or the places or things that's affecting you. And then once they are removed, now you get a chance to get your heart healed. You get healed from the inside out versus going to a doctor in Western medicine and they try to heal you from the outside in, or they just touch the surface base of the problem. They don't really get to the root, right? But when your heart get healed, a lot of sicknesses and diseasement in your body is also healed because you've been you're mending. God is mending your heart. So remember that when God mends your heart, it's also healing your natural body, right? You relieving stress. Stress is like the number one killer, right? It's above the diseasements, other diseasements in your body. Stress, and that's silent. Nobody know. Can't no doctor take your stress. Hey, so I want to tell y'all a story first about this dog we had growing up. All right, so we had this dog growing up. He was supposed to be our guard dog, and he always stayed outside. So anytime somebody would come up, he barking. He gonna let us know that somebody out there. If it's a mouse, a bird outside, he barking and he trying to get at the squirrel, mouse, or bird, right? But he stayed outside all year long. Leash, and he had to have one of those Cuban link chains, you know, them real thick chains, because he couldn't be on no regular one because he had to have it staked in the ground because he was just that powerful. Like he would just want to lunge at it, go, right? So anytime he'd get extra excited, the dog will break the chain, the Cuban chain, the real thick one. All right. And one day, me and my friend, we was outside. We was young. We was like 10 years old. Me, my friend, and her little brother was outside. Her little brother was a baby. He was in a stroller. And we out there playing, and we in the driveway doing our little, yeah, doing our cheers and stuff. And the dog got excited. He just a barking. He running like on the chain, but you know how the chain choke you and it stop you? And he broke that chain that day. And baby, we was standing by the front porch. He was all the way in the backyard. So we standing by the front porch, me and my friend doing our little cheers while the baby in the stroller next to the stairs. That dog broke loose, y'all. The dog broke loose. And I ran up the stairs. Me and my friend, we ran up the stairs. Don't judge us. We was little kids. We left the baby in the stroller at the bottom of the stairs, y'all, right? But we was trying to shoot this flight or fight right here, right? So I hopped on the porch, and once the dog started coming up the stairs trying to get us, I hopped off the porch and ran to the side of the house to go in the house and get somebody to get the dog, right? So my friend still on the porch. The dog see me hop off the porch. He go back down the stairs. And the whole time, he never touched the baby. And when I go in the house and get somebody to get the dog and put the dog back on the leash, um, the dog, we go back outside. Why the dog laying next to his stake, to the stake and the chain on the ground? Dog went back and laid down. And dog ain't even woke nothing. He went back and laid down where he knew he was supposed to be. Second time, some years later, a couple years later, we had the same dog. The dog get excited when people show up. I'm telling you, right? So me and another friend, we walking up the street. Thank you. We walking up the street and we get to the foot of the driveway, right? As soon as we hit that foot of the driveway, the dog break loose off the chain and he go running towards us. And my friend froze up and was like, ah! And the dog ran up to her like he was about to get her. And she stood there. She was so scared. And the dog was like sniffing her and stuff and trying to lick her. And she was like, oh, you little punk. Now, mind you, this supposed to be a guard dog. But the reason I'm telling y'all this story today is because, look, when I went in the house to get somebody again, the dog was right back where the chain was. Once again, the dog knew where to go. I say that to say this to y'all today, y'all. If you've been set free and God is setting you free from whatever situation it is in your life, and the chains is removed off of your life, you gonna go back to where you feel as comfortable at? You gonna go back to what you know, your place of comfortability? Or are you gonna go and soar your wild oats? Go on out there and explore. Go out there and see what God is really about. Get into the wilderness and really trust and depend on God. Every dog know how to return its way back home, right? That's why when you trying to get rid of a dog, you got to go like 200-300 miles on the freeway because it's gonna find its way back home for some odd reason. Instead of being out there in the wilderness and understanding that it may not eat every day. You may not get what you want every single day, right? But you will be taken care of. God will take care of you versus being in that place of comfortability and getting fed 3 meals a day where you ain't got to worry about nothing. You know your owner going to take care of everything. You just be a dog and lay there and bark. And then another thing is that dog was all bark and no bite. A guard dog, a supposedly guard dog, right? But don't be all bark and no bite, y'all. If God is freeing you from whatever situation you in, if God has you in a situation where, if you were in a situation where you felt pain, hurt, sorrow, rejection, abandonment, and God is giving you a way out, a way of escape, take that way of escape and go. And trust God that He gonna take care of you no matter what. Leave that place of familiarity, and it's time to soar. See, a lot of times it's just like when the Bible say you be walking on water, right? People walking on water. Everybody don't walk on water. Some people pity pat at the shore and then they get scared. Right? They step their feet inside the water right there on the shore, just enough to get it wet to see the temperature. And when they see the temperature ain't right, it's a little too cold for them, they go back in the sand. They go back where they comfortable. Don't go back where you comfortable at if God is removing you from someplace in this season. Because you can't be asking God to heal you from those places that you are in if you continue to stay in those places. He's giving you a way out for a reason. And that's to heal you from the inside out. That's to heal you from wondering why you had to go through those things. Not to continually be put in a place where you're experiencing pain over and over and over again. and quick to blame somebody else about the pain that you're going through. So I just want to say that to y'all today. Like, really focus on the healing that God wants to give you. Focus on breaking free and going on about your way, not returning back to that vomit. Not returning back to the place that you've been set free from, and not realizing that the chain is broken off of your life. It's up to you to make a decision. Do you want your healing? Do you want to be healed from those areas of your life? You want to receive your blessing? So all I want to say with that is you got to master the art of detachment from people, places, and things that keeps us comfortable, that keeps us in a place of familiarity. And the dog that we had, that dog was so familiar with us because we had him for years. Even when he broke free, he only went to the end of the driveway. He ain't really leave the yard like that. He went to the end of the driveway to scare people and go back and lay down. He just was bark, no bite. So if you really mean what you say in this season, do it. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Get on your business. Be serious about yourself. Stop letting yourself down. Stop giving yourself false hope because you saying, "Oh, I believe," and then when you get to that shore of water and they get right there on the little corner piece and you feel that water cold because your body haven't adjusted to the temperature, you get scared and you go back. We ain't going back no more. We moving straight forward. We going ahead. We looking for healing. We looking for peace. We want to get out of Egypt and get into that promised land, right? So move forward and walk in your healing. A lot of times we look, even in my situation, when I was looking for healing, I was looking for healing from the doctor, from medicine, from the doctor prescribing the medicine, okay? I was looking for healing in that area. And healing didn't even come from that place. Healing had to come really from the inside out, doing the work, doing the inner work. And it's a non-stop process because when you start off, first you got to get healed of whatever. Maybe it's heartbreak, maybe it's pain, maybe it's whatever it is. You got to get healed of the actual thing first. Now you got to go in and get your spiritual healing in your body, in your mind, in your soul, in your spirit. And then as you get all of that done, God will begin to change your mind. And then he'll change your mindset to where now you want to follow a strict regimen to do something. So just say if something was consistent of your diet. We'll say if a person have diabetes, right? And you sit up there and you eat the sugar all day, you eating all of this stuff. Instead of you taking a medicine to control the diabetes, now is the time to take the necessary measurements to say, what foods do I need to eat that's going to prevent me from having to take the medicine at all? Hey, what foods do I have to eat? What exercise do I have to do to control, to regulate it? What stress levels should I be at that's comfortable enough to where my blood pressure won't be raised up? Why would you take a pill when you can control the root issue of the problem? But if you don't get away from those environments that's causing those situations, or if you don't change the habits of your daily lifestyle, you won't be healed of the situations. So you got to get the true healing and walk away from it. Walk away, get free, and then work on the healing from the inside out. And once you work on that healing from the inside out, you be more free, have peace and everything that you never even knew you had. Hey, how you doing? So get free today, y'all. Get free in whatever it is that you're doing. I know it's Independence Day in some places, most places. If you celebrate or not, maybe you're one of those who don't celebrate Independence Day, but God wants to set you free from everything that's been hindering you, everything that's been hurting you, every place that you felt it wasn't no way out of. It's a way. God got it for you. All you got to do is open your mouth and ask. You have not because you ask not. And then after you ask, you have to listen to the voice of God within you. And then take action on whatever it is he's telling you not to do. So let's get to the root of our issues from here on out to get real freedom. Because real freedom is not us suppressing the issues. Hold on, y'all, 1 second. So getting set free is handling the issue at the root. That's what we got to focus on today. Get free, real freedom. All right. If we know that we have an issue with losing weight, maybe we shouldn't be trying to take instant miracle drops or anything that's going to get us down quickly looking for instant gratification. You need the long-term success of it so that you can be truly free from it. All right. So just make sure y'all going to get y'all freedom today if you really want to be set free. If you really want to be released from the hurt and the pain that you putting yourself through. That's the first step. We got to take accountability for where we are also. We can't just continually blame other people for situations, because then we'll find that we be in those same situations over and over and over again. Repeating cycles. Repeating cycles should be over with by now. We should be sick and tired of it. Unless you're in your 20s, we should be sick and tired of repeating cycles. Blessings to you too. So we should be over repeating cycles. It's time to be free. Whatever it is that's holding you back, talk to God today, y'all. Spend time with God and talk to him and wait for him to answer and write it down. And whatever he says that you need to do, that you feel convicted about in your spirit, go ahead and take those necessary steps so that you don't ever have to go back to that. So that you could enter a place of peace, true peace. All of those environments that you are in that's causing diseasements is bringing diseasements not only to your spirit, your mind, but also to your body. And when you master that art of detachment, you can walk away from something so easy. You ain't got to worry about how other people feel. You ain't got to worry about, it's about how you feel first. How does it make you feel? That's the problem. We put other people ahead of ourselves because we don't want to hurt nobody's feelings or step on nobody's toes, or we want to make sure everybody else is appeased. But meanwhile, we over here suffocating, about to drown, hurting, can't breathe, need an oxygen machine. Playtime over. You got to put you first. You got to think about yourself. You got to think about the family that you have, that you've created, okay? You got to think about your future and where you're going and how you are needed for yourself. You are needed for the will of God to perform that. And if you're not in a place of health, good health, or mentally in the place of good health, how can God use you? Because your mindset is going on repeat about the past, the cycles that you keep putting yourself through. So let's break free and be free for real. What did Harriet Tubman say? Hey, I tried to free most slaves if only they knew they were slaves. A lot of people don't even realize that they stuck. A lot of people don't even realize that they're in a place of captivity. They feel like they're free already just because you can come and go to work when you want to, and get in your car and drive off when you want to, go see the sunset, go watch the fireworks. Heck, you know what I'm saying? When you think you got your own place and you grown and you paying your bills, that don't mean that's true freedom. You still connected and you still holding yourself to something else or somebody else, right? So detach from everything, every issue that you feel is keeping you back in this season right here. You trying to move forward and you trying to be light as a feather. Think about a feather. When you see a feather in the sky just flying, it's really nothing that's stopping it from flowing and flying. And the lighter it is, the higher it go. But when it's stuff that you're carrying or baggage that's holding you back, hey, when it's holding you back, shalom, you get way down and you closer to the ground. Now it's barricades in a way that can prevent you. So when you're faced with that issue, you stuck. And the only way to get you unstuck, just say if it was a garbage can issue in your life, and you get stuck on that issue, you don't know how to get around it, and you're going to need somebody else to come help you get you back to floating. So instead of you flying and floating low to the ground, it's time to go higher, and it's time to really let go of all the baggage that you're carrying. The load is too heavy for you. The load that you've been carrying is too heavy. The burdens that you bear for other people, they not yours. Why are you carrying their weight? God don't even want us to carry our own burdens. But for us to pick up somebody else's burdens and try to carry it with ours, you got to be real tough, or you addicted to pain. Either you addicted to pain, or you got to be, I don't know what it is, but walk away from it, y'all. Walk away, get released, set yourself free. The choice is yours. God already gave it to us. All he wants us to do is surrender. Be obedient. That's it. And that requires a change in our thoughts, a change in our minds, and then action on our part. You are definitely a ray of sunshine. Thank you. Happy 4th of July to you, too. Your health is true wealth. Yes. God bless you. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. Yeah. So it's time to float. It's time to go higher. You deserve it. You've worked too hard to still be playing small. You playing small in this season, and this ain't the season to play small. It's time now to jump off the porch, right? Go with the big dogs. Jump off the porch. I don't care. I ain't not in the legal way, in a good way, okay? But it's time to jump off the porch. Don't go back to that place where my dog went. He went right back to his chain so he can go back and be shackled up again. Me personally, if I was that dog being outside all year round, when I broke free, I would have broke free, okay? He went right back. He went right back. Happy 4th of July to you, too. Oh, thank you. Oh, y'all don't celebrate. Yeah, I forgot. Okay. Yeah. But if I was that dog, ain't no way I would have went back. I'm outside. It's cold out here. I got to defend y'all. I got to bark. I'm chasing stuff. About to break my neck trying to chase these birds and animals and people. And the only reward I get is a cookie, a little dog biscuit, and 3 meals a day. God got so much more in store for you, but you know what? When you get out there at first, it's scary because it's like God has to strip you of everything that has put you, weighed you down and hurt you and messed you up mentally. And then he has to restore you. Oh my goodness. The restoration process is really the good place right there, for real. Like, it may seem like it's gonna hurt, of course, because you're going through the process. But as you're going through the process, you're gonna realize, hey, okay, God, you handle this right here. Let me give you something else. Now you making your burdens a little bit lighter because you know how to use your faith. So you might be carrying all of these burdens, and you like, look, I'm gonna give you one thing at a time, God, and see if you can fix it. Okay, I'm gonna give you this because you know we got control issues. You know we do, right, y'all? We got control issues, so we like to hold on to things and take things back from God and say we got it in control, right? So give him one thing at a time. When you give God one thing at a time, and then he builds your faith because he come through on that one thing, give him something else. And you give them something else of yours that you're holding on to, that you got to let go of. And as you begin to feel lighter, you're going to grow higher, and you're going to go to different heights and different levels that you never even experienced. You're going to be around a whole different set of people that are vibrating on a level that you're trying to get to. You don't have to worry about the people that are on the vibrational level that you was at. You don't have to worry about that vibration no more because you don't operate in that place. You have climbed higher. You've went to a different level. So now it's a whole new experience. And yes, it can be scary. It's very scary. But guess what? You make it through a lot of firsts in your life. Your first job, how you do? When you ain't know nobody, you went to work, you went clocked in, went to your desk, mind your business until you got familiar with the place, right? All the years you went to school, if you had to start off in a new school, I don't know about y'all, but I done went to about I done went to about 6, 7 schools, okay, in my whole childhood. So I had to get accustomed to being in new environments. So when you go into new environments, guess what, Joy? You got to learn the environment. And it's okay. It's a new place. You get adjusted. You set your stuff up and you get yourself prepared for that level that you are at. It's all right for newness. You experience it every day, whether you want to or not. Think about if you go to a grocery store that you've never been to before. That's your first time in there. You don't know your way around that store, but you go in there and with confidence, right? Or Godfidence. And you go in there and you get what you need and you take your time until you can figure out, okay, this aisle got this, or I got this on that list. Once that list checked off and you got everything out of there, the store didn't scare you. So stop letting life scare you just because it's unfamiliar to you. It's a new level. That's part of the process. You want newness in your life and you can't be afraid of change. Because that old place that you decide to stay at, that place that's keeping you a captive in your life, is hurting you. And do you know how many people went to the grave that was still a captive? Do you know how many older people that I meet that's still captive? I mean, older. And guess what? They're still doing this, pointing the finger, blaming somebody else for how their life turned out. And all the diseasements that took place in their body spiritually, it affected them naturally. And they stuck. They don't have a way out. They're stuck in their mindset, they're stuck in their ways, and they also stuck with thinking that it's other people that's the issue. But today, you the one that got the ability to change that situation in your life. You don't, I'm telling you. If you ever feel like it's too hard or something is too hard for you, go visit a nursing home, or go find an old person to talk to for a little bit. And I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, most of them are bitter. But you want to see where you're headed at if you keep going down the path that you're going down. You're going to see the direct result in that person of what you will look like when you get that age. And I know y'all tired of the situations that y'all in. I know y'all are. But are you going to go leave this earthly realm, staying the same, not really venturing out, not really seeing your full potential, not really seeing how powerful you really are? Huh? Do you know how powerful you really are? If you look at all of the things that you've overcame in your life, you look at all the situations that you made it through, it may not have been easy. You may have cried, but you made it through. And you knew it was something greater on the other side of that once you made it to that other side. And guess what? You fought through them tears, that hurt, and that pain to get to the other side because you knew you was tired of being tired of where you was sitting at that very moment. So I want to challenge y'all today. Find out what your power is. See just how powerful you really are. Test yourself. Test yourself today. From this point on, if something is scary to you or you feel like you're in fear about something, take the time to first understand where the fear is coming from. Maybe it's something that you don't understand about the situation. Learn it. I don't know about y'all, but when I was in school, I had to go take these extra smart people classes, and I knew I wasn't ready for them. Okay? So they put me into this class called trig. I don't know if y'all ever heard of that. Trigonometry. I couldn't even grasp basic algebra. Once it got to the X and the Y, the powers and all of that stuff, I'm like, what? What is this? But the school thought otherwise. They thought I was just so smart that I was ready for trigonometry. And when I got there, I seen this big old book. And that book had some foreign stuff inside of it. And I was scared. I didn't know what to do. Now, what I did was found a way. I ain't gonna tell y'all how I found a way, okay? But I found a way to pass the class just by the hairs of my skin, my chinny chin, skinny, whatever the heck it was, okay? I found a way to get out that class. I found a way to graduate that class. Barely. But I made it through. I fought through them fears. I ain't had no choice. And that's sometimes how life will do to us. If we don't go through something on our own, God will present us in situations where we ain't got no choice. but to go through it with fear and all. I don't think y'all ever want to get to that place where you're forced to do something and you scared at the same time and you feel alone and then you ain't got nobody to talk to except God. Okay? So while you still got the chance to do it on your own, to go out there and be courageous and bold on your own and start the process while you still have a chance, while you still in a position where it's not forced, it's kind of like the obedience before the sacrifice. I suggest y'all do it because y'all don't realize that y'all have a calling on your life so great. The calling is bigger than you. But if you be so selfish with yourself and you only consider what you're going through, you're not considering how I'm powerful enough to get myself out of this situation so that I can go help free somebody else. It's somebody out there that's not as powerful as you are. And they don't have a way to make it out. Maybe your mindset is so strong and powerful that you come up with strategies with ease, right? Maybe you come up with strategies so quick and you like, look, okay, I got to create this plan. This the way we're going to get out of this. But the next person that's going to need your assistance, they don't have a strategy, or maybe they don't think that fast, or maybe they're so deeply rooted in they wounds that they can't even think straight. And it's going to take somebody like you to come along. But if you still walking in your fears and you haven't changed your situations and you haven't grown, when that person come to you and they start talking to you about their situation and you still in your situation, you just going to be like, I feel you. I don't know what to tell you. If it was me, I would. And the meanwhile, it's you and you ain't. Meanwhile, it's you and you ain't even did it yet. You ain't even went through it. You still scared to go through it. You know what I'm saying? So realize how powerful you are because you don't realize that a lot of people out here need you. A lot of people need what you have. And it's unfortunate that on this realm we gotta go through situations, but that's just part of this realm and nobody's exempt from it, okay? So since we all not, since everybody gotta go through the process, why not go through it with grace, with ease, huh? Make it look pretty, baby. Dress yourself up in the process and be like, you know what? Ain't no need of sweating about it. Wipe the sweat from your brow and trust God 100%. Because he the one that's gonna get you through. He got the strategy. He created us all. We don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. But God do. He know everything. And he know how he created you and he know how he equipped you. And he put you in this earthly realm at this time because he knew that it was certain people that you were going to have to encounter to help out of their situation. Whatever your situation is, I don't know. Everybody has a story, their own story of what they've experienced, what they've been through in their life, what transpired in their life. And the answer to it is always how you overcame, how you made it through, what kept you in the middle of it. Because that's the answers we all want. How? How did you do it? That's the answers people looking for. But if you're not strong enough to believe in how powerful you are, how are you going to be able to help somebody else? And that's what we're here to do, help other people, right? That make me feel good. I don't know about y'all. But I could be in the middle of my own situation and going through something myself. And when I'm able to help somebody out of something that I've already been through before, that makes my heart feel good. And I believe that that's like medicine for the soul as well. Knowing that you can still help somebody else in spite of you going through. You're not damaging them more, pouring out from a negative space, right? You're not damaging people more because you haven't overcame. You still coming from that place of lack, right? So now once you start going through that place of abundance, ooh. If you could handle one thing that seemed scary at first and you made it through and you look back at that situation and you realize it wasn't as scary as I thought it was. What was I tripping for? That was easy. You realize at the end, you like, oh my goodness. That's kind of like how you got to take everything else in life. Okay, maybe this one will be, it might be a little bit more challenging. It might present more challenges to me. But after you make it through, you look back and be like, wow, I did all that tripping for nothing. God kept me in the midst of it at the same time. He kept you. I really didn't have nothing to worry about. That's what peace that passes all understanding is. It's not understanding how you made it through, but you know when you was walking through that valley of the shadow of death, baby, you was walking with a smile on your face, not knowing what tomorrow gonna bring, because that ain't your job to worry, right? But you was just focused on the right now, today, this moment right here, and you like, look, at this moment, I'm good. At this moment, I'm all right. I'm making it through. I may not know what tomorrow gonna bring, but I got faith, enough faith to know that God is going to carry me through. And God has equipped me so powerful to be able to make it through any challenge I have to face. Remember, God ain't going to put no more on you than you could bear. So any situation that you bearing, you can bear it. The reason that you got to bear it, and it's hard. It's hard. But you can bear it because he ain't going to put more on you than you could bear. All right? So go ahead. Be set free. Don't be afraid to detach. Don't be afraid to walk away from people, places, things, habits that no longer serve you. Whatever it is in your life, it's for your better good. God got something better for you on the other side, which is probably your prayers that you've been asking God to answer. But it cannot be activated until you get to a certain point, right? Where you can access it. You can't access a locked room if you're not in the building. You have to get to the building to get to that room that's locked. So your job is to make sure you are powerful and strong-minded, strong-willed enough to get to that room. You trust God enough to know that he's going to carry you to that room. Whether you got to take the long route, the shortcut, whatever it is. If it's a detour, you're going to get there to that answered prayer that you've been looking for. But you got to take the necessary steps, and you got to realize how powerful you are. How do you realize how powerful you are? Think about, or ask yourself, am I deserving enough to even get what I'm asking for? Because if you don't feel like you deserve what you're asking for, you'll never get it. But once you realize, I deserve this. I'm asking God for this because I really have a desire for it. But do I really feel like I deserve it? Yeah, I deserve it. Then when you realize you deserve it, you're going to take the necessary steps that it takes to get to that point, fear or not. You're going to carry it with you like, come on, you're going to be dragging fear, okay, through the mud. Pulling it. You got to come with me because I believe I can have what I'm asking for. I believe it's mine, and I'm going to get my blessing, whatever it is. So set yourself free. God done set you free. Only thing you got to do is keep on going. Don't go back to that chain like that dog. Don't go revisit that place that hurt you. Walk away. Be free. Love you. Know your worth. Know your power. Know how beautiful and strong you really are in God. God will put the super on your natural, but you got to ask. Closed mouths don't get fed, right? Closed mouths don't get bread either. But closed mouths ain't gonna get fed. If you don't open your mouth and express, and if you really scared to the point where you like, look, I hear what you're saying, Miss Ray, but I'm not about to make a move. I'm cool. It's cool. I'm cool right where I'm at. No. Pick yourself up. You better than that. Thank you. You're better than that. Pick yourself up, and if you're real scared, go ahead to God. God, look, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I need you to make this roll a little bit lighter so I can see. I know we all want to see at the end of the tunnel, but sometimes, baby, we got to walk through the dark before we can get there. I don't know if y'all ever went through a turnpike, but you ain't going to see that light at the end of that tunnel. Y'all, you see is them little lights on the side that go real fast when driving in the car, right? You ain't going to see that light at the end of the tunnel until you get midway, though. You gotta get in the tunnel to see the light at the end of the tunnel. You ain't gonna see the light at the end of the tunnel if you ain't even entered the tunnel yet. So go ahead and go and start walking to that tunnel, okay? Go ahead and walk through your process, your wilderness season. Get out of the place that you are at, that place of Egypt, and get to your promised land. If you sit down today and you visualize where you want to be, and you think about how great you will feel on the inside. Think about how it's going to make you feel. Think about how you're going to radiate in that place. Think about how you going to be at peace? How would you handle situations once you get to that answered prayer? Is you going to walk around with a level of confidence because you attained something? That's the same place you want to start off at now. Whatever that feeling is, when you think about where you'll be, get that same confidence right now to get you there. Yeah, my scarf coming off. I done preached the scarf off. Lord Jesus. That's what I got for y'all today. I just want y'all to be free. Y'all are so powerful. Whatever it is. And it's always new levels. New levels. As you get to one level and you master it and you like, look, I made it through. I conquered it. I'm ready for the next level, God. It's just a new environment. It's just an unfamiliar place that you got to get familiar with. You got to learn it. It's just like moving to a new town. When you don't know the ways around that town. When I moved to a new town, I didn't know nothing about the city. But with the help of MapQuest, baby, okay? That GPS helped me a whole lot. But guess what? When I got there, I didn't just rely on the GPS. I tried to remember the places I went. Okay, left turn, right turn. I did this, I did that. So even if the GPS went out, I could backtrace my steps until I got familiar with the area, the new place, right? And that's what y'all got to do. Learn how to get familiar with the new levels. Don't let it scare you. It's nothing. Don't be all bark and no bite. Be a big dog. It's time to go to the next level in your life. It's time to get healed. It's time to be free. Go on and set yourself free today. God is waiting on you. You asked God the prayer. He said, okay, I got you. I'm not going to let your foot stumble. Now it's up to you to be like, okay, God, I'm holding your hand. I'm ready. I'm about to walk. All right, you got me, God? Every step of the way. Trust me. When something unfamiliar, you better be talking to God every step of the way. You gonna do it. You're gonna do it. Because when you get out to the middle of that water, like when they was out there in the middle of that ocean, they were scared. And what did they do? The people, when they was on that boat and the storm came out of nowhere and it's dark, it's nighttime, that storm raging out of nowhere, and they got scared in the middle of it. They ain't trying to row the boat back to the shore. They stuck. They in the middle of the ocean. They can't go nowhere. What they do? Jesus, they cried out. Oh, Lord Jesus. The boat about to tip over and we ain't got enough faith. Oh, Lord. That's what they did. So that's what you got to do. But you can't be afraid to get out into the deep in your life. You can't be afraid to explore the deep. That's what I got for y'all today. I want y'all to enjoy this day of independence. Celebrate your new level of independence. Celebrate you being free from all the hurt, pain, rejection, anger, disappointments in your life, whatever it is that you went through. Celebrate that you went through it for a reason. And that reason may be beyond your understanding. But just know it's part of the will of God. It's predestined before we was even born. Thank you. Thank you. It was predestined before you even born. So just think about this. If your life was predestined before you was even born, don't you think the outcome is already there? The strategy for the outcome is already created. And one thing about it is we give so much power to the devil. Let's take the devil out of stuff for a little bit. Because we give a lot of power to the devil, and we don't realize that the devil even got kicked out of heaven. If the devil had that much power and control, don't you think he would have kicked God out of heaven? Huh? When you on a winning team, ain't no losing. I don't care how you slice the bread. Ain't no losing. The battle is already won. Because God created the storm. He created the sun. He created all of the weather, whatever it is. And when the devil didn't want to obey God no more, guess what? He was kicked out of heaven. He still had to listen to what God told him to do. You no longer welcome here. You got to go, Satan. That's what God said to the devil, right? So whatever devil showing up in your life, you got to realize that God done already defeated him because God created the devil. But you have the ability to be like God and tell them devils in your life. I'm talking about the people, the spirits that's operating in the people around you, because that's the devils, okay? But them devils that's around you, you have the power to cast them out from in front of you. Get away from them. If God not hanging with the ops, why is you? Get your healing today. Get your blessing. Get your miracle. You deserve it. It's yours. Whatever it is that you want. But you got to have enough. You got to have this mindset so strong that you believe that you can overcome anything with God. God can overcome any and everything. And I put that on my mama. Okay? So if it happened, it was a reason for it to happen. Destruction, anything. We don't understand the bigger picture. So stop trying to compare our stories to the things where we've seen it look like God may have lost the battle. I seen a post the other day. It was like, it looked like God lost this battle, but I hope he win a war. What? God losing a battle? Baby. If it looked like God lost the battle, it was part of his strategic plan to make the enemy think that they doing something. Just like the people placing things in your life that look like it's winning and taking over, is because you ain't stood up and used your power. You ain't opened your mouth and you haven't released your powers, because life and death is in the power of your tongue. But if you keep crying about it, you ain't getting the words out that's going to defeat the devil. God didn't go cry when the devil started worshiping himself in heaven, right? What he did was he told him, get out of here. He spoke to the devil. You got to speak it. You got to mean what you say, and you got to stand on your word. Stop lying to yourself. Stop tricking yourself. Stop making yourself think. And then guess what? Listen, here's one for you. If you really don't think that you're ready to walk away from what you're saying, don't even say nothing at all. Just continue to enjoy, have fun, play in it, lay in it until you're tired of being tired of the situation. And when you really want that true healing, when you really want that true freedom, that's when you get up and make a move. You ain't got nothing else to say no more. All the times when you just be sitting up there talking and talking and talking, it's because you trying to strategize out loud a plan in your head for eventually when you get tired of it. But you ain't ready yet because you're doing all the talking. But when somebody really make a decision to do what they gonna do and get away and get their true freedom and healing, I ain't got nothing to discuss. I'm busy. I'm taking action. I don't want to talk about where I'm gonna be. I want to walk towards where I want to be. And that's what y'all need to do today. Walk in your freedom. Don't go back to the place that hurt you. Begin to walk into your freedom. Get your healing. Let God heal your heart from the inside out. Let him mend it. Let him purge it. He got to get all of that stuff out of there. All of that hurt. See, all of the rejection and the hurt and the abandonment that you dealt with throughout your life, God wants to purge that from your heart, right? He want to strip you of all of that bitterness that you've gotten from those places where you was hurt. All of the walls that you've built up because you said, I ain't gonna let nobody hurt me no more. I ain't gonna let nobody do this to me no more. You done built some walls up. Even if it's walls of love. You don't want to love people no more. If you from the city where I'm from, baby, you walk around and you try to speak to somebody if you dare. What? Smile at somebody? What? Wait, what? You smile at somebody talking about, hey, how you doing? They looking at you like, what you looking at me for? That's how they walk around, y'all. Listen, from where I'm from, when they walk around like this. Like, I wish you would speak to me. I wish you would smile at me. Who is you? That's how they look. So when I got to a new city, anytime I go out of town or anytime I feel some type of out of town type stuff, I just feel weird. Hey. At first, when I was younger, I carried that same broke mentality with me to the other cities. And when people be like, hey, how you doing? I'm walking around like this. And they saying, hey, how you doing? It made me feel bad. Because I'm over here like this because I'm used to this from where I was from, that I didn't know how to properly receive the love that was trying to be shown to me, because I was still in that place of being a captive, right? I wasn't free from that city. I wasn't free from the mentality that I didn't have to be like the people that was around me, right? But once I got around those people and I realized, wow, you can't frown up around somebody that's smiling at you and saying, hey, I had to learn to let that wall, that guard down. And God had to really do something to me in my mind. He had to say, like, look, how you gonna be evil to somebody that's being nice to you? It just ain't gonna work. I understand where you came from, but you got to get out of that old mindset and you got to relearn how it is you need to operate in this new place that I got you in. You know what I'm saying? So then when I got in that place and I went back to where I came from, remember, a man is without honor in his own hometown, right? You go back to your old hometown and you walking around smiling, hey, and they still looking at you like, what did you got to learn then. It's still, hey, how you doing? And keep it pushing, because you don't know how God is ready to convict their heart. So you still got to walk in that place where God had convicted you at, right? But it's going to take for you to recognize, is a problem. Houston, we got a problem. And it's up to you to change, to get free from that mentality, that heartbroken, that place, whatever it is you experience. You got to be okay with walking away from that old and learning something new. Just because you were born into that environment or you were raised or introduced to that type of lifestyle don't mean it's supposed to be where you're going. It's only supposed to teach you a lesson. It's not supposed to be for me to go and point the blame about how everybody else gonna smile at me, and then I continue to spread the germs and the diseases to other people by not smiling and speaking to them. Why would I spread an infection like that? Huh? Would I want to get the infection out of them by still being me, who God has convicted me to be, and said, okay, still smile, still say hi, regardless? And that's how God heals our hearts, because he got to strip of us all that old stuff. We was born in this world, and we was born in a world of sin, right? So when you born in a world of sin and programming and things that we deem as being right, but it's not right just because we was born into it, it's got to be done and operated in a whole nother way when you walking in God. You can't do what you've been doing in the world when you walking with God. You got to change the whole program. It's going to call for you to be a whole nother person. It's not going to be you being the same old, bringing old wineskins to new wine. The wineskin going to burst because you trying to put something new in something old. You got to change the whole game, baby. Change your mindset. Change who you are. And once you change who you are, God give you that real freedom, that real healing. Hey, honey. Happy 4th of July. I love you. Thank you for tuning in today. Y'all, I got to go too. I got some things to do. Today my son's birthday, and we got to get ready. So I'm about to go ahead and get this ready. If y'all got something y'all want to get, y'all got answers about, y'all want to get free or whatever y'all dealing with, y'all want to leave it down here real quick and we could discuss it before I go. I got about 15 minutes before I really have to go, but if not, I hope y'all enjoy y'all 4th of July as well. But if you got something that you want to, you need an answer to, or that maybe I can help you with, leave it down in the comments real quick, and we can talk about it. We can get you some true healing today. Prayers ain't always us just going and warring down with God and just getting snot boogered all over our face and all of that stuff, and just sometimes it's really getting to the root of the issue by talking about what the plague is, right? Because you might have the surface level issue, and I might can get to the root of the issue so that you can really pull that out of you, so that you can get really set free. That's real deliverance. That's true deliverance. All right? So, if y'all ain't got no questions, I'm gonna give y'all a couple minutes to put a question in. You said, what is the meaning of life? Now that you can go ask God since he created it. So I hope y'all appreciate this message, guys. If y'all don't got no questions, I'm gonna go ahead and get myself together so we can head on out and enjoy the rest of this day. It look like it's about to rain, or like it's look like it's getting real dark and dark up in here. And I don't know. But hey, Kanisha. Well, you probably doing it right now because you got to think about where it stemmed from. Where did it come from? Did you have? Oh, thank you. I don't know who that is. Um, what was the initial trauma that you experienced when you started doing it? Think about that. Like, what was the trauma behind doing it? Peer pressure. You were in a situation, so who does it make you become? Does it make you feel like it's relieving stress, or what is it? What is it doing for you today? Is it just habit? Okay. So then you have to replace it with other things. So instead of just thinking about quitting, think about the times when you're sitting there and you're doing it and you're bored. Maybe you're bored, right? Because you said habit. So maybe you're bored and you got specific times, like it's like a hand to mouth movement in your life, right? So if you got a hand to mouth movement and you got to be doing something, maybe you need to replace it with a different activity that requires your hands and not in your mouth, but not eating. Like, don't be careful with the eating part, because that's another hand and mouth movement that people go to, and then they'll be out of control with that. Now it done turned into a whole another addiction. So be careful with what you're replacing it with, because you don't want to go into another addiction that's going to hurt you. You want to replace it with something that's going to actually help you. So I don't know if maybe you got to, maybe, I don't know if you got OCD or something. You might want to start cleaning up and stuff. You might want to start cleaning up when you feeling that need to do the hand and mouth movements, you know. Uh, if you need it when you first get up, maybe you need to just get up in the morning and you need to just get out there and go walk for 30 minutes or maybe 10 minutes. I don't know where you at in walking or where have you exercising, but think about when you feeling it, just get up and start walking for about 10 minutes until you can get that off of you. You know what I'm saying? So just replace it with better things in your life, and work on who you are. Work on who you are, because if you allow a person to peer pressure you, you have to work on becoming so strong in yourself that you don't allow other people to be able to peer pressure you. You got to set boundaries in your life, right? Because that's what peer pressure is, when you allow other people to cross your boundaries and you become something that you don't want to be, or you're not really standing on your ground. You're easily swayed. So you got to start working on setting boundaries with people. And I know it's going to be hard, but if the way that when I tried to set boundaries in the beginning with people, what I did initially was I came up with excuses, which is really lies. And I didn't feel comfortable doing it because I'm not a good liar. I can't lie. I got to tell you the truth, because I'm going to forget the lie. You're going to come up with something else to combat the lie. And then I got to think quick on my feet. I just ain't got time for it. You know what I'm saying? So instead of me keep coming up with excuses as to saying no to somebody or setting my boundaries, then what I started doing was saying no, because that's a complete sentence, right? And when I said no, and people would come back to me and be like, but why, but why? And then I had to start saying, because I said so. Like, no, you can't peer pressure me. That's control. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm an adult. So you just got to kind of put people in a place when they trying to see why you're saying no when you're setting boundaries. It's okay. Don't let people make you feel bad. They might be hurt about it, but you're protecting yourself. You're protecting your inner child, and you're protecting yourself from being easily swayed into another addiction or anything, because they can lead you down a path of destruction in any area, not just in that area, because you're easily swayed and convinced by them. So you need to work on that identity that's tying you to letting people cross your boundaries and conform to doing things that they do. If you know you want to do something and you know you don't want to do it, you stick to your own guns. I don't want to do it. And that's just what it is. I don't care what you say about it. It is what it is. That's how you got to be. I don't care, you know? So, but that also comes into mastering the art of detachment, because once you start mastering the art of detachment, you don't care about other people's feelings because you're putting your feelings first. You matter the most because you know what you bring to the world, and you know what they may bring to the world, which is maybe not a lot, because if they bringing you into something that's not good for them, then you already know. But you know you got more to offer for yourself, so you have to protect yourself. So it's okay to hurt other people's feelings if it's for the betterment of the world, yourself, you know what I mean? Your family. But if it's from an evil intention, you know what I'm saying? But it's okay. Have boundaries and work on that pushover side of you. I hope that helped you. Did that help you a little bit? You hate making others feel bad or saying no. You so you mean to tell me you don't hate hurting yourself? You make yourself feel bad when you say yes. You're more important. When you make others feel good telling them yes, you're making yourself feel bad. Who matters most? Who takes care of you? I guarantee you, if you had to go to the hospital because you was in stress, or something happened to you, would those same people show up and be who you needed them to be when you in a situation? It's okay. It's all right. You know what? I want you to stop saying you're too empathetic, right? Because when God puts people in your life, He's going to give you discernment on who you're supposed to help and who you shouldn't help, right? Because everybody don't need to be helped. Sometimes we got to step away and let God do His work to bring them to Christ, because we don't know where people are in their heart. So being empathetic is really being gullible. I listen. I identified with it at one point too. I'm so empathetic. I just love helping people, and no, that was me being gullible and not using my wisdom and my discernment to know who I was supposed to be empathetic to. So I was really just being. I'm just being honest. I was being stupid and letting any and everybody have and be deserving of my gifts, what God placed inside of me, and I was giving it away. I was casting my pearls unto the swine. So, not saying that you're being too empathetic, you want to be more discerning in your empathy. Be more discerning. Everybody don't want help. Everybody don't want a way up. They want a hand out. They don't want a hand up. You got to recognize who really needs a hand up versus who needs a hand out. Because the people that need a hand out, they're probably going to keep coming back to you over and over and over again, looking for you to be God in their life. And if you had to go to God and find who God was for your life, they need to go and do the same. Now, if somebody needs a hand up, that's just like teaching somebody how to fish versus giving them the actual fish. Right. That's what it is. Yeah. But I guarantee you, once you start working on your boundaries and you mastering the art of detachment, and replacing that with a healthy habit, you'll be set free. It'll come for you. You welcome. Yep. I love y'all so much. It's pouring down raining now, y'all. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's pouring down raining now. So I gotta go ahead and get ready. Y'all got any more questions before I go? I got about 8 more minutes before I go. If y'all have any questions or what have you, let me go back up to the thing. and make sure I ain't skip nothing. Cleaning, cleaning, cleaning. Uh-huh. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I will. He left out of here, so I'm waiting on him to come back. And I'll let him know y'all said happy birthday to him. I really appreciate y'all. He think he grown now, y'all. This is my youngest. Um, he think he grown. He 20. My youngest son is 20 years old. And he's so excited. He like, I'm no longer a teenager. And I'm like, finally, okay. So yeah, he feeling himself today. I'm like, this what you supposed to be feeling when you turn 21. He like, I ain't no teenager no more. I'm grown now. He right in between that little mark before legal. You know what I'm saying? So he feeling it. He's celebrating not being a teenager no more today, y'all. So if he happy, I'm happy too. Look, I was happy at 18, okay? When the youngest would turn 18, I was like, whoa, thank you, Jesus, Lord God, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Baby, do you know? Okay? Because it wasn't just 18 years with all the kids together. It was more like a lot. But yeah. So he out there doing that now. He on his way back. And then the crazy part is, girl, cause he came the first time, why he bring me breakfast for his birthday? I'm like, dude, we supposed to be going out to breakfast. He's like, well, I wanted to treat you. Oh, so I get the birthday gift? Cause maybe it was like the raising gift. You know how they do the push gifts or whatever? So maybe he was just trying to celebrate me for having them. I don't know. But on this day, y'all, it was funny because I got like 5 more minutes. But when it happened, back then, that was like, what, 2004, okay? It was hot. I was tired of carrying him all winter long, all spring long. And, summertime back then, the weather ain't what it's doing now. But you pregnant, you carrying this big old load in front of you, girl. I was hot, okay? They had a party the night, they had a party on the 3rd back then. And at the party, I told the lady, I said, look, can I just carry the stuff to the thing? Because I'm trying to get this baby out of me. I need to walk as much. Oh, thank you. Probably the hairstyle girl. The hairstyle, I think. But I was like, I need to get this baby out of me. Can I just walk and carry stuff to the table back and forth? The little food. It wasn't that big. So I was like, can I carry the stuff? And I just started walking back and forth all the time at this party. And I felt good. I was happy. For my son. Yep. Yeah. Thank you. You said so. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Thank you. So the middle of the night came, y'all. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was crying, okay? Because I was in so much pain. Hey. I was in so much pain because now all of that walking done caught up to me in the middle of the night. So we had to hurry up, get up, go to the hospital, get to the hospital at 4 o'clock. We had to wait for the doctor to get there, right? So by the time the doctor got there at about 5 o'clock, the doctor was ready. And yeah, he came out like instantly. It was instant. All my kids was instant though. But I guess he was just trying to be the show. He said he was the fireworks. He was the show himself. So he wanted to see the fireworks, but he said, I'm gonna show you the real show right here. Yeah. So that was a blessing. But the mission was accomplished. I got the baby out in less than 24 hours, and he was delivered on the holiday, naturally. So, yeah. It was worth it. And here it is, 20 years later. I can finally thank God and be like, I made it. Never would have made it. You don't know how many nights I cried, baby, raising kids, trying to figure out how it's going to happen. So, if y'all in the process now where y'all got kids, I'm telling you, the time gonna go by fast. God gonna keep you and cover you. And then when it's all said and done, you gonna look back and you gonna be like, whoa, God, you did that? That looked easy. Now that's something that now that I look back at it, it was hard going through it. But when I look back at it, I be like, whoa. Thank you. So yeah, don't worry, y'all. God got your back, and whatever it is that you're going through, cause he gonna take care of you. To God be the glory. That's right. And he gonna keep you. No matter what the situation may look like today, he gonna keep you and cover you and continue to bless you. And another thing that I can get up here and say to y'all is that even in the midst of going through what you're going through, I know for a fact, not once did he show my enemies, my ops, that it looked like I had a sweat on my brow. He really walked me through that thing with grace and style, okay? And people was like, wow, you doing this, you good mom, you doing this, that. And they didn't realize, like, I was like, whoa. I couldn't figure it out. But God kept me and covered me even through the fire. And he made sure that while I was going through that fire, I didn't look like what I was going through at that moment. And that's one thing you ain't got to worry about. You ain't got to worry about looking like what you're going through, because God is going to keep you and preserve you through it all. All right? So I want y'all to look. I don't just look like this. I've been through some. I don't know. I don't know what I look like, but do I look like I've been through some stuff? Maybe. I don't know. But I don't feel like it. Because I put my trust in God, even when I didn't know, even when I didn't have the answers, even when I couldn't see the end of the tunnel. I had to put my trust in God because I knew it was out of my control. And I want y'all to have the same mindset today when y'all set yourself free, get healed from whatever it is that you're facing in your life. Just know that God is there with you no matter what. All right? I love y'all so much. I got to go. Happy 4th of July. Be set free. And until next time, y'all, I love you with the love of God, and God loves you too.